You have been warned. There is nowhere to run. You will pay the price. I will take your life.
Well, it's over, boyos. The only cool white rapper is officially lame. Eminem, the guy you used to listen to if you were edgy in 2006, is now officially badump cringe. He sealed this official signing quite recently with his performance at the VMAs, where him and his fellow colleague Snoop Dogg sealed their fate by performing a song featuring their NFTs in the background. And not only was it NFTs, it's the worst type you can get aboard Monke. I know that's not what it's called, but it's very difficult for me to let those words even leave my mouth without gagging, much like your father when he hears my name, out of sheer force of habit. I feel like it is my duty to inform the 1% of you that aren't aware what NFTs are. I should probably explain what exactly they do. NFT stands for non-fungible token. It essentially means you own the copyright to an image on the internet, which is featured on something called the blockchain. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you download a picture, say on Twitter or Facebook, you can use that picture, but you don't own the copyright to said picture. Now, currently, there is no actual way of using this in an effective manner, and essentially owning a valueless image is just that, owning a valueless image. But for a minute there, people were panicking and getting a case of FOMO because of the hype around these products. Everybody wanted to get in and make as much money as humanly possible, so much so that it just kept climbing and climbing and climbing, and then the cryptocurrency bubble pop. And now all of those valueless images are 110% valueless. I'll leave a link to an incredible video called Line Goes Up in the description if you want an in-depth explanation. But yeah, those things that were running basically on no basis, aside from other people trying to get rich off other people by selling it before the market crashed, are now actually valueless because nobody wants to buy NFTs. And that's why we have performances like the 2022 VMAs, because the board Monkey Yacht Club are trying whatever they can before this product inevitably dies. And now they're using, I'm sorry to say it, washed up rappers who used to and should have and could have been remembered as a GOAT if they had just stayed in their bubble. Ironic, isn't it? But this isn't the only reason why Eminem went from being absolutely incredible to the disgusting abomination we are stuck with today. No, if I could trace it back to the beginning of the downfall, it would have to be one of his albums. That being the Kamikaze one. His 4 previous albums were 2 amazing ones and 2 meh ones, but his Kamikaze one was just it would genuinely be a nicer experience to stick nails into a blender and listen to that on loop for 10 hours plus, which was quite sad, especially for me at the time because I was going through a rough patch. I was working some shitty factory job and I didn't really have much else going on, so hearing that a new Slim Shady album was coming out, I was like, yeah, cool. But bro, oh, the words, they escaped me. And following that shitty album, radio silence for a minute until MGK. Machine Gun Kelly is another musical artist who quite frankly was completely unknown up until he started beef with Eminem. Machine Gun Kelly wrote a diss track in which he insulted Eminem and his family, and Mr. Marshall was no, not having that. In spite of the song being an absolute piss poor attempt of going for someone's throat, he took some real great offense, and he responded with kill shots. Now, say what you will, nobody looks cool in this scenario. You have a rap icon responding to a 2012 Fall Out Boy knockoff who's in his 30s and still singing about high school like that's normal. And plus, it's just kind of 2 white dudes trying to act hard and stuff by writing poetry about one another from across the country. The cooler thing for Eminem to do would be to just write a tweet saying, look, I know it's cute that you wrote this song about me, but you're so pathetic you're not even worth my time. But while we're on the topic of diss tracks, the third reason why I think he's cringe is because he wrote a diss track about Donald J. Trump.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
Needless to say, Trump is a divisive figure. The mere mention of his name can cause civil wars amongst friends, but humanity can all collectively agree no president should ever have to worry about a rapper releasing a diss track about them. Especially not a white rapper in a parking lot doing an a cappella verse, surrounded by only black dudes, and then proceeding not even to make a good diss track, but the most corny thing you could ever hear or create. It feels like the entire thing is completely tone deaf, and M has been out of touch touch for way too long. Any perception he had as this crazy wild guy from the streets has completely disappeared. He's now just this corny ass rapper who shills NFTs and lets people who aren't even worth the piss from his balls have a go at him. There's that old saying that it takes 20 years to build up a reputation and only 5 minutes to absolutely destroy it with cryptocurrency. Eminem, please step out of your mansion, go back to your real life, and when you remember why you were cool, carry on. But please, for the love of God, NFTs are shit, you're shit, and suck my dick. See how easy it was for me to make lyrics without coming off as a cornball? Now I just need to get a Nicki Minaj verse on my track, and I'm famous. Public first, eat it up, he beat it up, swallow me, gobble me, oof. Love you all, see you later, bye bye.